Please excuse the very duty gameplay I had with Russell Wilson. I did not expect to play that bad with him in Madden, but I needed gameplay for this video and that's how it went. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on Russell Wilson going to Pittsburgh and honestly just kind of light thoughts on everything that has surrounded this goddamn guy. If you couldn't tell, I'm a massive Seahawk fan and I'm also a big Russell Wilson fan. Yes, even now I still root for the guy. I named my fucking YouTube channel after him. I watched him for 10 years in Seattle and I still the past 2 years have checked out a lot of Broncos games purely to watch him. I legit have watched like every single one of this fucking man's snaps in Seattle. If anybody knows Russell Wilson, it's me. Now I feel like there's plenty of videos out there already that break down the whole Broncos debacle and everything wrong with that situation and why it was just a horrible, again, just bad situation for him. Personally, what I just think went wrong in Denver is pretty much what everybody thinks anyway. It's just instability at coaching and obviously a coach that did not want him, and natural regression. And Russ not changing his game that much even when, his mobility wasn't carrying him as much as he used to. There's definitely a lot more to it than that, but I just think the whole Broncos situation was fucked for him from the beginning. I'm sure they could have tried to find a way to make it work somehow, but to be honest, I don't think Peyton ever wanted to try to make that work. Pretty sure they had their fucking mind made up when they benched his ass with 2 weeks left for Jared Studham. That whole situation was weird. Honestly, everything with Russell Wilson over the past like 4 years has been fucking weird. We had the thing a good while ago where apparently teammates were saying he wasn't black enough. Yes, that was a real thing and actually happened. We had the whole "we got a deal" thing with Ciara in his bed. Very awkward. And then we had his whole Team 3 nonsense, which annoyed the fuck out of me. And then the Dan Patrick interview where he basically threw his entire O-line under the bus. Basically just dropped his nuts on the table and said, "Fuck you, Seattle, I'm calling you out." And then of course his massive big time exit from Seattle. I remember shitting my pants and almost crying when I saw that notification that he was traded to the Broncos. I was not a fan of that trade when it happened. Obviously now, very happy. Very glad we did it. My Lord and Savior John Schneider, thank you very much. Alright, now that I made my way through the timeline a little bit, now I want to talk about him going to the Steelers because I feel like Russ at this point in his career is still a extremely viable option and is definitely worth more, I think, to a team than somebody like Daniel Jones making 40 mil, which is still fucking insane to me. My guy Drew Lock about to tear it up in New York. Mark my words, I'm telling you, he's gonna be starting by week 3. If I had to give Russ a ceiling for Pittsburgh, to be honest, I'm just thinking that he's gonna be better than what they have thrown out there. It's been a QB carousel in Pittsburgh for a while now, ever since Ben Roethlisberger retired. Unless Kenny Pickett has a dramatic jump, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen enough of him to make like a massive judgment, but he, from what I've seen, just doesn't look like he's that great. Mason Rudolph looked more impressive. Bottom line, I feel like Russ is better than whatever the Steelers were going to throw out there. The difference between him in Denver and him in Pittsburgh is just gonna be the amount of load that's on his shoulders. Pause. He doesn't have the weight of the entire fucking team on his shoulders anymore. Or at least going into this season, no massive expectations. It's weirdly how it was when he got named the starter his rookie year. Nobody expected anything. He came out, ran the offense perfectly, had a strong run game, a fantastic defense, and coasted off that, and it got us a fucking Super Bowl, baby. Should have been 2. I think Russ will do good in Pittsburgh. I don't think sky's the limit or anything. I think that he is what he is now, and I don't see him returning to Russ of old, throwing 30, 40 touchdowns or rushing for 500 yards a year. But again, I don't think anybody expects that anyway. I think Pittsburgh just wants a straight up game manager, and I know that that's a term that everybody like acts like it's a bad thing. It's not. If you can manage the fucking game and not make a mistake and run the offense perfectly, most likely you're gonna win some fucking games. Especially if you have the things that I believe the Steelers have, which is a good defense and a good run game. So if Russ can be that, I think he'll be just fine. And I think we all would agree he's definitely capable of doing that. Will he, or will it be another year 1 Denver debacle? I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm gonna give a little stat prediction just because I'm curious to see if I'd be right or not. But I say when the year finishes up, Russ has like 3,500 pass yards, maybe like 22 touchdowns passing, like 8 interceptions, like 280 yards rushing, and like two or 3 touchdowns rushing. I'll say 2. He's never really ran for that many. I guess I'm kind of playing it safe with that prediction because that's kind of middling. Like if he comes out doing that, but the Steelers make the playoffs, he'll be a golden boy. But if he puts up those numbers and they don't make the playoffs, then he's going to be looked at as just like, a failure. It's such a double-edged sword playing quarterback. The guy's meant a lot to me. I hope he does well in Pittsburgh, and I'm curious to see what goes on there. The perfect scenario is that the Seahawks and the Steelers face each other in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks beat Russ, and they also get revenge for the shitty 2005 Super Bowl. Now, with that being said, it's going to go ahead and do it for the video. Though it is not over yet, I went ahead and I put together a little Russell Wilson montage. A little Mr. Unlimited. Oh, I want to punch myself in the face for doing that. But I put together a little Mr. Unlimited montage. Just of some of the, goofy stuff that he's done, and I don't know. I don't know why I just wanted to do it.
Hey, you wanna split this Subway sandwich? It's called the Danger Witch, and it's dangerously good. Be careful though, it's spicy.
Mr. Mr. Unlimited. You gotta be unlimited.
Hey, Seattle, we got a deal.
And then for the next 4 hours, I was doing treatment on the plane. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everybody was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else, making sure I'm ready to rock. So that was good.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.